Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Harvest Moon 64. I am Mega Freak 400, and last time we did the dog race, was probably the biggest highlight. Cute little doggies running to and fro, just from point A to point B. Yes, the cold has set in. I love winter. I know people don't like winter, but I don't know. I always like winter. Then again, I live up in the northern or up more north, so I guess I'm used to the snow, and to me it's pretty and nice and comfortable. To other people, it's probably not. I mean, you got people like down, like more south. You get the people who aren't used to it. They cancel for like very little snow, but like up here, it's very rarely is it canceled. It's not to say school's never canceled or anything isn't canceled, but people aren't really panicking about snow up north nearly as much, because it's kind of used to it. I guess it's the kind of same thing with, like, maybe not exactly the same thing, but I feel like to an extent it's the same thing as you know, I was gonna say hurricane season and tornadoes, and I guess to an extent, I guess, because the thing is, people live down there, even with the hurricanes and tornadoes, they can cause super disasters, and they just kind of get used to it. To me, I wouldn't want to live in an area that is fraught with that kind of weather, personally. So I guess it just depends on where you grow up. Like, if you're used to it, you're used to the risk, I guess. It's not really like a, big I don't know. Well, I guess that's a question. Where you, depending on, don't let me know where you live necessarily. I mean, if you want to, go ahead. But no. But what would be the most natural disaster that happens the most frequently? Really, snow's not a natural disaster, I guess, but, like, I guess infrequent weather pattern, I guess, or something like that. But you know what I mean, like earthquakes, tornadoes, tons of snow, monsoons, something like that. Let me know or say what that is, and say, say what you wouldn't want to deal with, like, or if you don't want to deal with what you do deal with, I guess. And yeah, I'm gonna buy a bathroom so I can connect it to my kitchen. But yeah, I guess what I'm saying is, what weather pattern, what weather pattern, or what natural occurrence do you have to deal with on a very somewhat regular basis, and are you used to it, and what wouldn't you be used to? Like, for me, I guess I wouldn't be used to, like, tornadoes, especially for sure. But snow, I'm perfectly fine with snow. And speaking of, well, not snow. Speaking of hose, they both rhyme. So that doesn't bring up. It doesn't bring up. But one thing I actually just realized, it was like one of those holy crap moments. It's kind of interesting how, in terms of consoles, everyone freaks out about, the best graphically powerful console and what has the best graphics, and everyone talks about that. Yet, something I kind of realized was, look at the, I say winners, but look at the consoles that sold the most in the past few years. For the past 3 generations, it hasn't been the, most powerful system. It's actually usually the least powerful system that wins. Since the NES. The SNES, I think, was more... Or I said NES. SNES, I think, was more powerful than the Genesis. I can't find any evidence, but I'm pretty sure it was. But N64 was more powerful than PlayStation, but PlayStation sold more. And the GameCube was more powerful than the PlayStation 2, as much as people will say, no, it wasn't. Because I've seen people who... I guess my thing is, I was under the impression that the GameCube wasn't as powerful, but no, I've looked it up in various places. The GameCube actually is more powerful. Xbox is the most powerful, I believe, but GameCube is actually more powerful than the PlayStation 2. So for the 2 generations that Sony won, the console generation, like, won loosely, they had the least powerful system. I think maybe the Dreamcast might be less powerful, possibly, I'm not sure, but it kind of got kicked out early on, and it was released really early too. It's kind of one of those odd systems, because it was released in between 2 generations, when it really is more a GameCube, or what generation would that be? The 6th? But the generation with the GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox, that's the generation that the Dreamcast really belongs to. Reminds me of the... I think it was the Saturn that they went to E3. I think it was like the first E3 or one of the first E3s, and they went to E3, and they were preparing to have the Saturn be released on Saturn Day in some, far ahead, in the future. And at E3, they're like, hey, by the way, the Saturn's out now, right now. Like, go out and buy it. Exactly. Like, they released it on that day, and it didn't benefit them in any way. They didn't even tell their, like, developers. The developers, or the people who were making games, they're like, wait, what? We have to have games out now? But yeah, that's kind of a funny story of sorts. But, poor Sega. They tried really hard to try and get stuff out ahead of time and try and top the competition, but they just kind of fell short in terms of, systems. But yeah, the PlayStation 2 is so yeah, Sony, the 2 generations that they had one of the least powerful systems, they sold more, and then the generation that they had the most powerful system, they actually, I don't know if at this point if actually they sold more than 360 or not. I mean, everyone's like saying the Wii's, down in sales, but it's like it's expected at this point anyway. But I guess my point is, not really that proves anything, but more of it's kind of interesting that everyone's like talking about systems, hardware being really powerful, and that's the thing I guess with the Wii U announcement. For me, it's like, yeah, it's cool. I really care more about the games though. It's cool. I think I'm interested in what game makers can do with the new controller, and everyone was complaining about not being able to see the system. They did show it at some point during E3, but they were complaining about the system being kind of backseated, but like really the system doesn't matter. And you could say, well, I want to see some of the features in the menu, but like I've said before, I play game systems, or I use a game system as a game system, not for all the extra features. And graphics wise, yeah, that's interesting, but like, the games are really the most important feature, and the controller is important because it denotes what kind of games can be made with the controller. And so yeah, I guess my thing is, and I think people there's a really big difference between graphics and style. Style is, makes up a game. This game has a style, every game has a style, realism is a style, there's different styles. Graphics just denote how much detail and how much you can put into that style. Graphics is more of the actual, should be denoted as the actual, hardware specification or the technical specification of, visual imagery. Style, there are games that have good graphical composition, like they're sharp, they have good detail, but aren't good style-wise. And like I said, I guess my thing is with the saying that the system with the least amount of least amount of power actually won. That that doesn't necessarily prove that that system had the best games. I know the PlayStation 2 had some great games, so the GameCube too. I think the kitty image thing didn't help Nintendo, especially since at that point, platformers used to be like the king, used to be like the main genre that everyone looked to, and they're still around, of course, but shooters definitely replaced platformers as the go-to genre. And because Nintendo didn't focus on shooters, that not so much I say kitty image, but like, because really if you actually look back, Nintendo's gotten that slander from other companies. Sega gave Nintendo that slander. I'm reading and I'm also reading the All Your Bases Belong to Us. I hope I don't get sick again. But All Your Bases Belong to Us book. And one of them like talks about like early on someone using Nintendo as a kitty company of sorts. So yeah, it's not like Nintendo's had that image for a while, unfortunately, by like opposing competitors. And I think the shooter genre just kind of exemplified that, because they used to have the main genre, platformers. They had platformers, and that was what everyone loved. And then shooters became the mainstream. So, Nintendo kind of lost their, I guess, their standby of sorts. But I'm not necessarily saying they had better, the system that had the least amount had better games. I wish that was the case. Not to say the PlayStation 2 had bad games. It didn't. It had a lot of great games. It had a great library. I'm thinking more along the lines of just the fact that the competition, I feel, had, like with the PlayStation, PlayStation had good games too, but so did the N64. So it's like, I wonder if I think Final Fantasy VII honestly did have an impact, but I hate to say just that it was the only reason. And it really probably wasn't, but and then like with the Wii, everyone will say, oh, the Wii doesn't have any good games, which it does, but I will say, if you look at the game libraries, there are some good games from all three competitors, but I feel like there's been a lot less. I guess I'm biased toward Nintendo because I feel like there has been a lot of great hits from Nintendo, but not as much from, not as much. But I guess I don't know. I guess my thing is I don't like shooters. That's gonna affect my opinion no matter what. It's not like I haven't tried to like them. It's just Starry Night Festival. That'll be fun. And that actually revolves around going to different locations for different girls. Which actually, let me get that up so I can let you know, you know, what location equals, you know, what for each girl. But hurry up and pick my chicken. You don't pick chickens. I guess you could grow chickens in a bush. It'd be fun. It's another question you can answer in the comments, along with the weather patterns. What would you love to grow on a bush? You can't say money, though, because that's what everyone would say. I'd love to just grow money on a tree. Which you can if you go to, you know, Animal Crossing, you can grow money trees. Anyway, for girls, if you go for the Starry Night Festival, Anne will be in the church, along with Ellie and Maria. Karen will be at the beach, oddly enough. And Potpourri will be on Mount Moon. So yeah, make sure to go to those places if you want to, you know, see them. I'm gonna go to the church, obviously, because Anne's there, and also because I really haven't gone to the church at all. It's kind of been, like, the one place I haven't visited all that often. You know, not that I hate the church. I love the church. The church is so pretty. But, there's not really any reason to go to the church. One thing I keep forgetting is I think the kids, the little kids go in the church for school during the... I don't know if it's during the winter, but I know, they'll be in the church, I think, as school during the weekdays. And is that open? Yeah. Let's go see if Anne or Gray is in here. Oh, Gray is. What do you want? Animals. Oh yeah, you're still saying that. You're gonna be my friend one of these days, Gray. I want to friend you on Facebook. Oh, hello, Anne. And yeah, she's being envious again. And yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it, but for the people who are like, why aren't you proposing to Anne? Well, I kind of sound like I was being a little bit obnoxious in my mocking of the voice. Let me try it again. Why aren't you proposing to Anne? Sorry. But, in terms of, I think I mentioned it already, but, I want her to give me a present for my birthday, and she can't give me a present for her birthday if I am married to her, which is dumb. But, yeah, you can't. Or she can't give you a gift. Which you think she would, but, yes, love that kitten. You must love the kitten. Kitty, kitty, kitty. I've said that so many times. Probably not that many. More than it deserves, but it's totally worth it. Do you want to pet the kitty? Yes. Pet. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, I'm referring to Hey Arnold, an episode with one of the best characters. And here is your rare medal, Rick, finally. Again, I'm not sure if you need multiple rare medals. I tried looking it up, but I couldn't find an answer. If you know if you need multiple, let me know, but... yeah, see, because he still tells me that I need to go to the ore mine, but it's like, I just got you some rare metal. How many do you need? But, see, not really much else to do except for wait for, the Starry Night Festival. Well, I guess I could just look in here. Oh yeah, the raffle held. Yeah, unfortunately, I think I was thinking that you could go in the raffle, but no, you can't do it unless you buy the flower boxes, so... Which kind of sucks. Let's go just chop some wood, chop some wood, I assume. I guess. Or we go fishing. Fishing works. Again, I'm still trying to get that power berry off the dock. Which might take a while. Just gotta get lucky. And yeah, actually fishing, I didn't really mention, I guess I'll mention a little bit. When you do get to the evaluation, there's some things you need to have, and you'll get evaluated on. And I know one of them is fishing. Like, the fishing guy, your dad will ask him, and he'll be like, yeah, he fishes a lot. So you do want to fish some to try and up that evaluation. The mayors will just be being friends with everyone. The midwife is being in love with everyone. The shipper is, I think, just the amount you ship. And then Potpourri's father, Basil, I think, he just rates how much grass you have, which is kind of weird, but I think I'm missing a few others, but that's most of them. So yeah. But the Starry Night Festival, I guess, you know what, I bet the Starry Night Festival was tomorrow. I think I read it as, today, but it's actually tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll have the Starry Night Festival. So until tomorrow, next time, or until next time, I will, I'm Maker 400, and I am made of awesome. I am. Okay, probably not. But anyway, yeah, I am reminding you to marry an eggplant. Do it, now. Do it, now. Come on, why aren't you doing it?